How you doing, folks? It's Joe Value here for Cold Beer Sports on YouTube. Now, I have two selections for tomorrow. Just before I get on to them, just quickly touch on today. Nice to get the place bed up on Trees and Mendoza. Most firms were going 4 places, and one firm was going 5 places. So that was fine. Thought she ran a cracker actually. I thought last night when I was trying to go through the race that the near side would have been the place to be, but it turned out it wasn't. Up the middle was probably the place to be there. Usually when they get rain, the near side is a big advantage, but they got no rain. The forecast rain never materialised, so I thought she ran a cracker, and she got into a bit of trouble in running, and she got a good bit over ground, but she's on her way back now, back in form, and I'm sure they'll pick up a race before the season ends. Secret Cargo in Tremor, I'll be finished with him now. He ran a stinker. Gordon Elliott had the first 2 home in that race and was a mile back to the third, and even though Secret Cargo, you give him the benefit of the doubt, he did have a slip in saddle from early enough on the race, but he didn't really seem to be showing a whole lot anyway, and he just faded out of contention. He's a horse that I won't be tipping up anymore now. But yeah, Trees and Mendoza placed, so wasn't a bad day. It was okay. Right, for tomorrow then. The first one in the 145 at Navan, horse called Nibiru. He's 9-2 at the moment. Ridden by Jennifer Torrens, who's a jockey that I'm not that familiar with, but I've done up a bit of research on her, and she's had 5 or 6 rides. She seems okay. Very good event rider, seriously, or seemingly. Show jumper. Seems to be a very good show jumper. So she's a good sitting horse, and she looks tidy enough. And this Nibiru, or Nibiru, however you want to pronounce him, he's only won 2 times from 23 starts, but one of them was on the flat actually, and then one of them was over hurdles, a maiden hurdle and Ballinrobe. He's always seemed to be a half decent horse. I remember one day he finished 3rd in Leopardstown. He's only beaten about 8 lengths by a horse called Sir Eric. Poor old Sir Eric, not with us any longer, but he was going to win the Triumph Hurdle one year until he got injured. So finishing 8 lengths behind him that day wasn't a bad run, and he didn't make a bad mistake at the last that day. I just watched it back today just to see. Now it was over 2 years ago, but still, Tiger Tap was 2nd, and there's a host of winners in behind. It was a big field that day, and this lad was 3rd, ran very well. And Tony Martin's stable obviously was totally out of form for a long time, but his horses have been back running fairly well lately, and this horse himself has been running quite well lately, so I'm going to give him a chance there. He's 9-2 at one firm. Incredibly, at 7:20 on a Friday and a big handicap hurdle like this, there's only one firm doing betting on it at the moment. The rest of them are obviously Bet365 are the only ones that have priced the race up, and fair play to them, whether they have it right or they're wrong. But the rest of them are all waiting for see what Paddy Power does, and then they'll just copy Paddy Power, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Like, can they not put up their own prices? Why do they have to wait for Paddy Power to put up their prices and then just copy Paddy Power? I don't know. I think it's dreadful, like, in this day and age. 7:20 on a Friday evening, and excuse me, I just dropped me a bit of paperwork there, and it's ridiculous waiting for Paddy Power's prices, and then they'll all just copy them, like copy and paste. Like, it's horrendous. Do you not have your own opinion, like, Anyway, that's my little rant over with there. So 9-2, as I say, with Bet365. They're all going 4 places for 4 places. Whenever they bother putting in prices, you'll have a bit of you can compare prices, but as I say, Bet365 are going 9-2 at the moment, and we'll just have to go with that for the purpose of the video. 2 points each way, 9-2. Hopefully, it might be a bit better price. As I said, the horse doesn't win that often, so he might drift out a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. And then one other horse that interested me in the 440 at Navan, horse by. Now this is only a reserve at the moment, but there seems to be plenty of reserves getting in and winning races in Ireland. It happens quite regular. So the 440 at Navan, a point each way on Impressive Duke, trained by Ronan McNally. Ronan McNally pulled off a right touch there with a horse called The Real Deal at Navan, in around this time last year. Impressive Duke, there's no doubt he's well capable of getting involved in a race like this. I see tomorrow his first time cheek pieces. If he does get in now, he's only 3rd reserve. bit of a long shot even getting in, I suppose, but definitely interesting at around 8-1 if he was to get in, and with the application of cheap pieces, and if there's an application of a truckload of cash, you can be sure that the horse is not going to be too far away. As I said, Ronan McNally, very shrewd, good trainer, knows they know how to land the gamble, simple as that. I know he said he had nothing to do with the real deal winning when he had about 4 stone in hand, but he did train him at the end of the day, so, and someone knew that the horse was going to win. So you know, if this horse magically springs back to form tomorrow after a couple of lackluster runs, you can be sure that he won't go unbacked if he does happen to get in and win. So he's just interesting for me as well, point each way. So much racing on tomorrow, I thought it was very tricky. I do like that horse in the 145 at Navan. Nibiru, I think he's ready to win. Best luck to that young girl there, Jennifer Turns, riding it. You know, she's from this show jumping background, so she knows horses inside out, I'm sure. She might even be related to Simon Turns, I'm not sure, but sure, we'll find out tomorrow, I'm sure. Anyway, right, thanks a million, and I'll probably be back around this time tomorrow evening with a few more winners. Alright, so Joe Value for Cold Beer Sports on YouTube. All the best.